I had a dream, and Jesus appeared to me, and he said, I want to show you hell. And of course, nobody wants to see that, but I was like, okay, if the Lord asks you to do something, tell you something, it's not like you say, no, I mean, I can't. So I was like, okay. And so, he takes my arm, and I kind of take his arm, and we leave. Somehow we're just moving, and we enter hell. And all of the details are not extremely vivid to me. What stands out to me more so are the beings that were there and their eyes, and like understanding how they thought. That's what was clear to me. Some people have very vivid dreams of describing everything around. Mine was more like about these beings, how they think, and in just their eyes. That was just so clear to me. So we get there, and automatically, it's dark. It's just like the Bible describes. It's a place of darkness. It's hot. There's fire and all of that. Although, while I was there, I didn't feel the flames. I just knew it was hot, but I didn't feel it. So basically, while I was there, I could see everyone in hell, but they could not see me. So it's like they couldn't see us, but we were there. So Jesus and I were there. And I was clutching onto his arm like a koala. I don't know if you've ever seen a koala bear's claws, how sharp they are, how they just like clutch. And I was like, I probably put 10 fresh marks in Jesus' arm, because my fingers were just dug into his arm. And I remember just singing the whole time, don't leave me in this place. Don't leave me in this place. And just a fear came over me. Like it's a fear you can't describe. I mean, I couldn't scream because I was too afraid to scream. It's just like everything, you're in terror, but you cannot speak. So that's how much fear is there. It's just full of fear. And when we get there, I see a young man, and it's like I could tell he's just entering hell. And he looked clean cut, all American. He looked like a wonderful young man, a nice kid. Anyone you would see and you would think, oh, what a nice kid. He was probably anywhere between 16 years of age and maybe 20, 21. And so just a really clean cut looking kid. And I was like, wow, thinking, what's he doing here? He looked like such a good kid. And as soon as he got there, this being, this creature, which is like kind of half beast, half man, it just comes over and it grabs him by the ankles. He's standing up, and it just snatches his ankle so that he falls backwards and hits his head, like, and one thing like that, he just snatches his ankles, and his feet come from under him, and his back of his head hits the floor, and he drags him off down into this tunnel. And I just knew, although we didn't follow in the tunnel where they were going, like he was taking him to some like a little pit or a prison area. And then the next place we went, we were inside the little pit area where the beast had just taken the young man, and I couldn't see the young man's expression, but I heard his thoughts. The first thing he thought was, he said, oh no, he said, I'm responsible for a lot of my friends coming to this place. Like all of a sudden he had a realization of what he had done, the type of life he had lived. And then I remember seeing the expression in that creature's eyes, and I guess it's a demon, that creature's eyes. But what surprised me is how intelligent it was. Not like an animal, intelligent like people, but more like extremely, extremely intelligent. And even the motivation for why it was torturing this young man. And basically there is nothing else to do. There's no hope, there's no love, there's no joy, there's none of those things. All of that's associated with the Lord, and the Lord is not, his presence is not in hell. And so there's nothing left. The only type of experience they have now is to inflict pain on someone else. And that's the only way they can feel really any type of pleasure, is by giving pain. And so that's what he was doing. It's like, this is what we do. And they're really good at it. They've been doing it a long time, and they're highly intelligent. And so it's like they have their own personal human or somebody to just torture. And that's what will be happening until everybody in hell gets thrown into the lake of fire. And there is no way out. And so that is all that I saw. And then before we left, Jesus said this. He said, and this is not the depths. So what I saw, the part I was in, that was just like the entry level into hell. Like when somebody first got there, he said, this is not the depths, which means it's way, way worse than what I saw. And what I saw was horrible. And so after that, I remember, waking up and realizing that the Lord, he's still speaking to me. He says, remember, when people hear the message of salvation, they don't hear what you hear and they don't see what you see. So a lot of times people are oppressed by the enemy. He says there's like a little demon or something just covering their eyes. The message goes out, but they don't hear it. They're under oppression, demonic oppression. They don't hear it. So they don't even hear the message of salvation. They can't be saved. And the scripture reference for that is Matthew chapter 13, 14 through 16. And it says, for the hearts of this people have grown dull. Their ears are hard of hearing, and their eyes have closed, lest they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, lest they should understand with their hearts and turn, so that I should heal them. So oftentimes a person can't even hear the message of salvation unless people are praying for them, because they're oppressed by the enemy. So they could be sitting in church throughout the whole service. Nothing penetrates their heart. Nothing. They don't hear anything. They're just there. And so we need to be praying for our loved ones. Praying when you go to church. Pray for the people that are around you, that their ears would be open, that their eyes would see, that their heart would be softened, so that they could hear the message of salvation and receive the Lord. Because after seeing hell, I wouldn't want anyone to go there, even not the worst criminal in history, because it's permanent. After a while, you would think, well, that's enough. Maybe let them out for a little while or give them a break. There is no break to the torture. There's no break in the fear. That's all it will ever be. And so we need to pray for ourselves and for our loved ones, and we need to live an obedient lifestyle so we do not go to hell. So that is my visit to hell with Jesus. He also took me to heaven. He usually does that. If you go to heaven, he also takes you to hell, and vice versa, because there's balance. He wants you to know both. So in a separate video, I will share about my visit to heaven, and that was awesome. So bless you guys. I love you. Keep praying. Keep living an obedient lifestyle. Pray for me. Pray that I continue to be obedient and faithful. And I look forward to meeting you all one day in heaven. God bless you.